Thanks for tuning in. We're Julie and Dana, two moms navigating marriage and motherhood. But this is definitely not your mom's podcast.
Hi, I'm Dana.
It's Julie. And
I'm Hannah.
Our first guest. This is not your mom's podcast. And we have our first guest on here. So I guess we're going to interview you. It's
I
so
know.
funny.
You get to introduce yourself and give a little
Hey.
spiel, background-y stuff.
Well, I'm Hannah, and I am teaching dance now. I went to school for broadcasting, so this is kind of what I was used to. Did that for a couple years, absolutely hated it. Got
Really?
$11 an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And they'll work you from 10, let's see, what was my schedule? Midnight to 7 a.m. because I had the
What?
It's like
morning.
the night shift.
Yeah, but because you had to be there, get all ready, get your stories together, and
I
then
would never
you would have a
survive.
4 a.m. is the first call, and then you would go until 7 or 8, I can't remember. But then after that, you have to go and get a story. So,
That's a lot of work.
it was so much work. They worked me to death. I think I was 90
Wow.
pounds. I was skinny too because I just didn't get to eat, and I was
Yeah.
so tired.
Yeah.
So I did that, and
That's my
Texas.
fear. I was thinking about how tired you would be.
Oh my!
She's always worried about sleep.
I'm always
God,
worried
me
about being
too.
tired.
That's why I sleep all the time now, I think.
You're
Well, I
making up
try
for
to.
You're making up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did that in Texas and California and Oregon, and then was
Wait,
I'm over
you
this.
did it all over like that?
hmm And you don't make money until you're in top 5.
I was going
Right.
to say, I always thought you made good money doing that.
No.
Wow.
Until
No.
you become some sort of celebrity-ish,
Yeah.
recognizable.
And then people would email me and be like, "I just saw you wear that outfit last week. Do you not have anything else?" I'm like,
Stop it.
No, ho, I don't. You
Oh
want to
my
buy it for me?
God.
That's
I don't-
crazy.
Yeah, it was
That's
mean.
such a wild thing to even recognize. I would never even think if someone was wearing the same
Oh,
outfit.
all the time I get those emails. Isn't that
That's so
crazy?
I love that
funny.
when we talk about emails that we do this. So we do
I
our,
know.
our finger
We're old.
motion.
Yeah.
That's
That we
old.
had to when
I
we
guess
got an
now they
email.
do
Because who
this?
does this
Do
now?
they do
Who's on a
this?
keyboard?
Yeah.
I'm fast on a
Huh.
keyboard.
Me too.
Are you?
Yeah, you took that in school,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
So how
Yeah,
many
and
years did
that's
you
it.
do that for?
5.
Wow.
Mhm.
This is before you met your husband?
No, this was
Sort of
I met
direct.
him in college.
Okay.
So he was playing in Florida when I was going to school there,
Okay.
and then we did long distance. So, but it was crazy because when I got moved to California, he got moved to California,
Oh.
and then so then we were kind of always close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Texas, he went back to Oregon. Or no,
Okay.
he was in Chicago for a minute and then went back to Oregon.
Okay.
So
So
you guys
then
moved
that's when
around
we
a
did.
lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's cool that you
That is
built
cool.
something even with long distance.
Did you ever
We
dance
did it-
professionally, though?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did the Miami Heat.
Okay.
And then I did So You Thinking Dance.
You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. I didn't
I
know
know.
that.
Yeah. And then I did some stuff in LA, but
Okay.
nothing. I mean, they don't get paid either. so-
Yeah.
I was going
no,
to say, I tried to do all that dance stuff too. And I
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
like
oh,
this-
yeah, there's no money, crazy auditions,
No.
a lot of effort, a lot of work,
No.
having to show up to places and stuff all the time. I don't know.
No, not really that.
And
It
you
was
never
nice.
even
So it's,
did your
fun
dream of
for now.
cage dancing.
That's the one thing I didn't do because, we always had a jealous boyfriend, but I wanted to move to Vegas and be one of those cage dancers,
Oh
at a
my
bar
God,
or
how
something.
I think
fun.
I
I'd
keep
still
telling
would
her
love
it's
to
not
do
too
that.
late. Do it.
Do
I
it.
know. Actually,
So-
Trevor would be
Because
a
then
big
you can get a
supporter.
wig.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do I need a wig?
Well, no, it's
Well,
just fun.
No, just for
That's
fun.
true. You have
know what I'm
colors.
saying? Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
just fun.
Fun.
It
I
is.
know.
Be like a
Sounds
different person
fun.
every night.
It sounds
When I
fun.
was in LA, I knew this stripper, which I didn't know she was a stripper.
Yeah.
But I caught her one time going every Thursday, all the strippers would go to the airport,
Yeah.
line up to go to Vegas. So I was walking by one day and there she was. I was in her juicy suit, I was like,
Juicy.
that's
back
where you
then.
getting all the money from.
Oh my God, that's
And
amazing.
everything
That's
came out.
amazing.
Yeah, she's like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. the
I
truth."
probably would have
was
liked
like,
doing that
"This
for a
is
year
fun.
or two.
Can I
I
wear
would
a
have liked
wig?"
to explore
Some of
that.
them make
I would-
great money.
She was making
Yeah.
$25,000 a weekend.
Yes.
Stop it right now.
I swear. She
Julie's
take
gonna be up at
taxes.
Temptations
Is there
next week.
No, that's
I
fully
told you-
nude, and I don't know if I want my parts hanging out.
Shoot, I told you I'd get a wig. I thought about it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No.
It'd be so
Oh my
much
God,
fun
I
to
would
I'm
do.
do
the way that I dance
many
anyways.
things
I
for
might as well have
25,000.
an audience and get some money
Yeah.
for it.
True.
I love
Yeah.
that kind
So
of
maybe
so much
2024
fun.
is your year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do it.
It has to be one for
you can
40
get a
and up.
diamond little thong. It'll be great.
We put
Oh
little
my
stones.
gosh. I
in
need
your-
a boob job first.
So-
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
No, you don't.
People love
guys.
natural.
Listen.
I'm all about natural, but they go down to here. They're not.
Some people
I-
like that.
Someone's
there
gonna
is
like
You
something-
can do
it.
it around the
There is
pole. Like
yeah,
something for
yeah.
everyone, I suppose.
Yeah,
Put
there
it in the
is.
cages, you know.
I'll like remind them of
You
their
don't want everyone
mother
to
or
look the
something.
same. Someone's gonna want those floppy,
unique-
squishy boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like the older cougar lady.
Yeah.
And they would like that maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice for them.
So
Well,
that's
tell
fun.
me
Okay,
about
so
like
you've
what
done a
So
lot
You
of
Think You
things.
Dance was
Yeah,
like.
tell us about that. That's
That
interesting.
seems so cool. I watched that show forever.
Did you?
Yes, I
well,
loved that show.
It was cool. I didn't make it to like the final 15.
Yeah, but
I
still
got
the whole
cut.
process.
I got cut at 20. I think I was 22.
That's
Like, did
still
you have
really
to?
good.
You know how they show like the clip where everyone's waiting outside in the cold for like days and hours? Did you
Yeah.
do that?
No.
Okay, so dumb.
No.
I auditioned in, was it Knoxville? No, Memphis. They had it
Okay.
in Memphis. Did that, got the cut, then went to LA. I mean, or Vegas. It wasn't that crazy. You just go and you take class. It wasn't
Yeah.
like what they made the TV. Like
Yeah.
the cameras would come around only at certain times.
Right.
And then it was just classes.
Do you think like they do that story on someone like? I'm doing this for my
Oh,
mom because she's sick.
yeah.
Do you think they already kind of pick out people because then they're doing that story on them? How else would they get that sort of story on them before they know?
You always gotta have a sad story. If
Yeah.
a happy story. That's how
Yeah.
they always do American Idol, everything. And a lot of people, especially when it started, whenever I was in there, you knew a lot of the people.
Oh, okay. In the dance world already.
Yeah, so kind of everyone
makes
knew
sense.
stories about
Mhm.
everyone
Mhm.
because at that time the dance world was really small. It wasn't because
Mhm.
there was no social media. There was no like
Oh.
crazy
So you
anything
keep
like
showing
that.
up to the same auditions and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So pretty much everyone knew. I don't even know if there was a sad story. Actually, I think there was. There was a person without like arms or something, like an other arm. I don't really remember the
Go
story.
them. I
Yeah.
guess.
I don't know
Yeah.
how they made it long.
Oh, that's still cool though. But like, they made it seem like it was like day and night and you're so tired. Like, did you have to take classes like all day and all night and
Yeah, but it was just like normal.
convention maybe?
Yeah, it was just like a convention.
That's
Nothing
so
like
funny.
anything
I
crazy.
know.
Yeah.
Weren't you nervous to do your dance up on stage and everyone was watching? Or no?
No. Because we did that all the time growing up. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything different.
Okay.
I wish it was exciting, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. Like
It
I don't
wasn't
really have
like what you
anything.
thought
Yeah.
it would be.
Yeah. And you got the
Interesting.
ticket and you're like, yay. And then I think they only showed me for a split second going like this.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see that clip.
And
How cute.
then that was it. And then I was probably in the background learning classes.
Right.
In Vegas. So.
But didn't you have to have
Still
like a
cool
certain
thing to
time
get off your
period?
bucket list.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Like you
Yeah.
get to say that, and I love that show. And as a dancer, like
Yeah, it's
just
neat.
like an amazing show.
What season are they on now?
I have
I
no
have no
idea.
I
idea.
don't watch it
Same with like American
I think it
Idol.
only
I
comes
think
out
it's on
during
like
summer or
season
something.
100.
Is it? Yeah.
Like
I never got into American Idol.
I remember watching it when like it was like very beginning. Like
Yeah,
when,
well,
I mean,
yeah,
it was like
the very, very, very
yeah,
beginning.
I was
Yeah.
little and I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
thinking I could sing, but I can't.
Yeah. I remember doing the
Wow.
same thing.
Dana,
And that
you
little
can sing with
grind.
your mouth closed.
Yo, I
Yes.
texted her and
Hannah said that she tried.
I did.
It's hard.
She
right?
goes, I
is
think I
so
can
hard.
do it.
I don't know.
Try
I was
it.
sitting on the toilet and I was like trying. Wait, what song is she singing? What's the song?
She did
Oh,
hello,
I did the hello from the other side.
other side.
Oh yeah, you did
I
it.
did it.
That was
Yes.
good. She's amazed by it. Like
I am
you're
because I
blowing her
can't do
mind.
it.
It was a lot though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
But yours
That's
was so clear.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. What?
I'm like slapping Hannah. I'm like, are you seeing this?
my one and only claim to fame.
That was so good.
I'm like still like, I just can't. That's amazing.
And you don't even like open your mouth.
I
and
know.
listen.
Maybe I should try ventriloquy. What is it? Ventriloquy?
That's
Is
what
that
they
a thing?
do.
Yeah, right, with
Freya
those little
wants that.
puppets?
That's what she's put down as her occupation for her future for the last 3 years in like preschool.
I could see her
kindergarten.
doing it.
She's
actually.
like ventriloquist.
I could totally see that.
That's
Mine
true.
will be a
She's
stripper.
practicing.
told
She
me
needs to
that.
practice now. She's
Mine
gonna
will be the
star.
stripper making $25,000 a year, and yours will be the ventriloquist. It'll be great. They can take their show to Vegas.
Yeah.
I'll take your daughter with me. We'll try out
Oh my
together.
gosh! All right, so you also just had a baby, which
You hear her?
they might
I
hear.
know. Do you want to pick her up and at least
can
hold
pick her
her?
up and hold her if
yeah.
you want.
Sure.
That'd be very
Maybe
real
that.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get a perspective because Dana and I have been out of the loop for a while in it, and we definitely want to know what it's like being a new mom. I want to know all the shit that like people told you that you're like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Like all the advice,
Bad advice, bad comments.
bad comments,
she's
helpful
so
stuff. Like we
cute.
want helpful stuff. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's your little
Oh,
debut.
get on here. Say hi.
Look
yeah,
how
she
cute
says, Mom,
you
I don't want to be
are.
over there when I can hear you.
Oh
Here
my
you
god, I
go.
love her.
Me too.
She's so cute.
Look. I feel like I
Um,
should give her something to play with, but she,
Yeah,
put
she
that
won't-
in her mouth.
I don't know if she'll play.
She wants to hold it.
Do you want
She
that?
likes the light. She's looking at it.
Oh, she loves the light. Babies love lights.
Yeah.
They do. They're all like,
They love lights.
Dun.
Oh,
It's like they're on
did she ever do
shrooms.
that weird, like when you first had her, like the weird cross-eyed rolling her eyes back, and you're like, what is wrong with my freaking baby?
Like
Oh,
seizures
when
or
she gets
something.
on the tit, yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, oh, you know that's good.
Oh my God.
That's
I remember
I love
seeing
when
that.
they
I saw
do
that and I was
that.
like, oh my God, is he okay? Is he like
Yeah.
having a seizure? What is this?
I just thought it was that good.
Me too.
Oh,
I'm
it probably
like,
was.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh
I
my
made Jaren taste it just because I was like, tell me.
Shut up.
Oh, I
Yeah.
made Trevor taste it too.
That is
He-
so funny.
Yeah.
You never made John taste it?
I don't think
I'm like,
so.
what does it taste like? He's
Yeah.
like, it's like water, like nothing.
Really? Jaren
Oh.
was like, it's kind of sweet.
Oh yeah, that too.
Okay.
But like nothing.
When my aunt
He's
was
like, "Not like
breastfeeding, I
milk
was like
milk."
helping her out. I was like 12 at the time or whatever, and she like overproduced, so she
see.
used to put a pitcher
Put it up there.
in the fridge. And I woke up and I was making myself cereal, and I poured so much milk in my cereal out of the
She has
pitcher,
a
and
pitcher?
I'm eating it, and I'm eating it, and
Good
like
God.
something. Yeah, she like really overproduced. I'm like, something doesn't taste
Overproduced.
right, and I'm like, hey, I think your milk went bad. And she starts crying, laughing, and she's like, well, that's my breast milk. And I was like, oh my God.
She wasn't pissed,
Oh.
so I didn't produce a lot. That would have been like liquid gold,
It
and I probably
was.
would have lost my ever loving
Oh
mind.
yeah, I'm
I'm
sure she
telling
was upset by it. Now
Yeah.
thinking back,
Yeah,
but I also
Even
just
when
drank
I
her breast milk.
spill a little bit, I'm like, I'd rather spend $300
Yeah.
than spill this.
yeah. It's
I know.
liquid gold.
Ugh.
It is. It is. It's. I don't know. And then like, I don't know. I didn't really breastfeed with my first though. Like with Lil, I did like 6 weeks, and I was like, this shit's hard. Like
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I had like postpartum depression, so I was just
Yes.
like, I can't. Like I was young, I wasn't prepared
Yeah.
for any of it,
Yeah.
and I was like, I felt like
Totally.
so isolated.
Yeah.
But then my other two, I like breastfed, and I was like, I'll just make it like 6 months or a year, and they went until 3.
Isn't that crazy?
Three?
Yeah.
Three.
breastfed
Jack
with
just
the-
got off my boob.
He's
What?
4,
Like,
and he's
a year
4.
ago.
Oh my God, I could not. Though.
I didn't think I could
I'm
either,
over-
but then
I'm
you're
over it.
desperate, and it's like he was so wild, so
Mhm.
wild. I was nonstop, like tired, like he was so much work.
Sometimes you just
And
gotta do what you gotta
If I
do.
put my boob
Yeah.
in his mouth, he was
He
like
would
calm, and
chill.
he would go to bed like this. So it was like so hard to
Yeah.
give up because I'm like, it consoles him.
Yeah.
He stops. He could be mid temper tantrum, and I could be like, oh, like come here, and he would stop.
Yeah.
So it was like hard to stop.
Yeah. Shoot. I fell asleep the other day and I hear Jaren coming up to the bed. He's like, hey, she's crying. I'm my eyes like this.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, let me just stick her. Can I just stick her?
Yeah.
What did he say? Let me just put her on your titty.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that. Like really funny, like quiet. And she's screaming. I'm like, oh,
It is so
okay.
true. You walk in and they hand you, and you're like, oh my God. And you like
know.
pop down,
Yeah.
rip off your shirt, and you're like,
yeah.
I know.
you're like
Yeah.
so frustrated
Yeah.
that that's the only way.
But it gets
Yeah.
easier too. Like I would say, like the first like 6 months, you're doing it so often that it's like I can't wait to be done with this. But then
Uh-huh.
like they hit a point where they're only doing it like right before bed, and you're like, oh, okay, this isn't bad. Like I actually remember being like a little sad after. Like I was like, oh,
See, I
like,
could do it if it wasn't too much. But it's like
Exactly.
it's all the time. and
gets
she just
easier.
eats and
Well,
eats and eats and eats.
at
and
that
eats
stage,
and
but then
eats.
you start. I'm a
start
schedule person, and we definitely got it like to where the pediatrician like helped me. He's like, get it into 4 blocks. If you can get into 4 blocks, like then you're gonna be straight. It's like morning.
yes,
I think like late morning, late afternoon, and then one at dinner time. But then right before bed, I fed my kids a bottle because that was like
hmm
You
thick
knew-
and
yeah.
big, and like that made them.
go to bed.
Knocked
Go to bed.
out. Yeah.
People
Yeah.
like didn't like that. I'm like, well,
I
just
feed
gotta
her
do what you
bottle
gotta
all
do.
the time.
Yeah.
Just because I know how much she's getting.
yeah.
On my boob, I don't really know how much.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so,
I meant formula bottle, not
Oh,
breast milk
oh.
bottle. That's what we did at night.
yeah.
I swear by it with
Yeah.
both my kids.
Yeah.
You gotta
They
do
were
what
like-
works.
They were like so full and happy.
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing that with her.
Yeah.
If I run out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just whatever. So
Whatever
yeah, what
works.
about the like advice and stuff, or what are like comments that people have made that you're like you agree with or you don't agree with or anything like that?
Okay. Let's see. Everyone said you only need about a couple clothes. 100%.
Okay, yeah.
We have a closet full of
Like
just
cute baby clothes.
Uh-huh.
cute baby clothes that I'm
I
like,
say this all the
"What is
time.
this?"
Yeah, you don't
I,
need it.
I will never put her in it because
'Cause she's
She's
in a
gonna
car
shit
seat,
herself,
she's
and
gonna
it's gonna
shit
be
herself.
gross.
But
Right.
my thing was that they're always in a car seat with
I
like a
know.
blanket over. No one gets to
Exactly.
see it anyway.
Nope.
Yeah, no. I need 3 of these
Yep.
and then I'm good.
Yeah.
Because she's going to stay in it all day and
Yep.
night anyway.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
whatever.
And it covers like everything and it's good. So her feet are
Mhm.
not cold and stuff. Yeah, I thought the
Mhm.
same thing. Like they don't need freaking shoes.
No.
Especially when you have a girl, everyone wants to buy all the things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
With the boy, they don't do it as much.
Yeah. I
Everyone's
just
like,
had
eh.
too much.
Yeah.
too
She's cute.
much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me some of the stuff that you guys heard because I can't even think of anything right now.
No, and it's just like, well, at least for me, and I think I've brought this up before, but like everyone's like, isn't it just like the best thing ever? Aren't you like just isn't this so amazing? And I felt alone.
Time goes fast. Time goes fast. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, it's not the best time ever. Like
Yeah.
for me, it was a huge identity shift. I was older, I was set in my ways, And I don't know, I felt like I was this cow and all I was doing is like nursing, and I don't know, it was really hard, like postpartum depression. I was like, no, this is not all great. Of course I love my child, but it was not, I don't know, as happy as like other people made it seem.
For sure. And then I have to test my selfishness. Like, I'm selfish.
There we go. And I was gonna say, I have a lot of things I like to do, and I felt like my world was crumbling in that, like, I now got to do none of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
0. It
Mhm.
all went
To her.
to the baby. Yeah.
Mhm. And I think that's probably what I'm struggling most.
And so then you get frustrated, and then you take it out on your husband or like your significant other at the time.
Yeah.
Because, it's a big, like what Dana says, when you leave the hospital with that child, you are completely changed for so many reasons. And one of them is this selfish,
Yes.
like you feeling.
You have to learn that it's not all about you. And
That's
that is
right.
so hard, honestly.
It
'Cause
really
I'm
is.
older too. Like, I didn't. So going this long, no. And then I try to help Jaren. I'm like, okay, Jaren, you can go work out.
Yeah.
Go do whatever you
That's
want to do
great.
because, like, I know that's important to you, and I need you to help me, right?
Yes. That's a good
So-
way to see it. Like if you do something that makes you happy, you'll come back better for me.
Right? Exactly.
For me.
For me,
Yeah.
selfishly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too. I do the same thing.
But the other day, he went and got a massage. He went to the gym, and he comes back. I thought he was gonna be like an hour or two.
Oh my
He
God.
comes
I
back
know.
like 4 hours later, cars washed. I'm
You're
sitting there like,
I told you could take 2 hours, not 4.
yeah, like where car wash? Really?
Yeah.
Why does the car need washing? She's
Yeah.
screaming.
She's
I'm like,
screaming, "I need a
Oh my
break."
god, yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's so
Oh
funny.
man, that's totally
That
true.
actually was a
Time.
big adjustment for
Yeah.
like me and John too, like learning how to balance both of us getting time. So like we have a rule now: if one of us is like super high strung and like anxiety ridden, we'll turn around and be like, "I need time," and like the other one has to be like, "Okay, go," and then we'll switch.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get back, it's like, boom, you take over and
Correct.
I'm gone.
yeah.
And it could be as like simple as like a half hour, like I'm walking the neighborhood, but like I need to get out.
That half hour is
Yes.
like you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to leave the house to have some peace. At the house, and especially depending on who's like probably taking care of baby more or whatever, like you get into this like controlling thing. You're like, well, I can just do it better or faster or whatever it is. Like, and so you then overwhelm yourself and burden yourself with like more stuff instead of asking for help. If like you can just leave the house for a little bit, leave all that, and just clear your head. I think that's healthy to do.
Yeah.
I think that's actually why, like, actually, like, having more children makes it somewhat easier in a way, because it's like you almost have to divide and conquer, and you almost have to schedule time.
Yeah, we were talking about that
Yeah.
before you came. I would definitely say that the difference between the first one was that I was like, first time mom, controlling, like I wanted to be a certain way. So I wanted to do a lot more of it. And by second, there's just no fucking way I can do
There's
both
no
of them.
choice.
And like
Yeah.
you will help because you have to.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you just like let go more. You're like, whatever, just give her
Yeah.
that. Like, but the first one, it's like has to be organic. It has to be this
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And did you do it at 6 o'clock and da 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 da? But by another one, you're just like, I don't care about any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I've been pretty chill about that.
I know.
though.
I feel
I'm
like you are chill.
If someone came up to me the other day, well, shoot, at the convention, the past he fell, and someone's like, "Oh, should we wash it?" I'm like, it's
No,
fine. Like,
It's fine.
just have
Yeah.
a shot.
I
Like,
did
let's
that
just,
too.
like,
Yeah. I was
move
never
on.
too.
I was never too crazy
Oh,
about
I
that
hate the
either.
older
Yeah.
ladies too. Like if your kid's not wearing socks or a jacket,
For
and you'll
months.
probably
Tina
see it
brings
more and
up
more.
this story.
I can't.
Oh
No, it happens
my
all the time.
God.
I've been yelled at multiple times,
About- yeah.
especially living in New York, right? Because it's
Yeah,
cold.
cold.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I had them bundled up in their car seat. Like,
Yeah.
mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your
Yeah.
business. That's
I
great. I
can't.
never
That's-
had anybody yell at me for stuff
Oh,
like that.
I have actually
Oh.
been like yelled at where I turn around and I'm like, what?
Yeah, we were walking
So
the
New
neighborhood
York.
the other day, and someone was like held her feet because she was just dangling them. They were like, her feet are cold. Like, I don't even know you. And
Ew.
my husband was like, she
Touching
likes
your
her feet
baby,
out
a
like
stranger?
mine. And the woman looked at his,
That's
be
a
like,
funny comment.
yeah. We were like, okay, we move on.
I
But
love
yeah,
that.
I thought, she's
No, people
fine.
think that they should like have an opinion. It's the strangest thing.
Yeah.
It really is odd. Like
Yeah.
all of a sudden you like your baby's up for like opinions. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. But like,
Yeah.
so I'm sure everyone was like, oh my God, you're getting sleep. I'm sure you're tired. But like, did you feel to me, and because you guys know how I am about my sleep, like I'm just someone that gets overstimulated. I need sleep. So
Mm.
I think the hardest thing about having children was the no sleep thing. Like I barely made it. I thought I was going crazy like a couple times from sleep deprivation. So
Yeah. And I love to sleep. Like,
I
I
know.
could sleep probably 10 to, I'm not kidding, like 15
yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Like, I could sleep all day. So yes, at the beginning, but knock on wood,
She's been pretty
she
good.
sleeps from 10 to 8.
Nice.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
But she doesn't sleep in the day, which is a little annoying.
Yeah.
That's all
Because
right.
she, like,
I would
you
take
have-
that any day.
See, that's what a lot of people are saying. But then at the
I
same
know.
time, like, you have to hold her, so I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, if you put her down in we got all these trinkets,
Mm-hmm.
put her in one of them, she's
Uh,
just gonna scream.
no,
Except that
yeah.
she'll chill in that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, can't get anything done.
She wants to be in a nook, like smushed or
Yeah.
something. That's
So
why
I
she
don't
likes that
know.
car seat.
So I can't do anything. So I just sit all
Do you
day
wear
just
her
staring.
at all?
I try, but she's heavy.
Yeah.
She's
It is hard. I would
She's
try to
really
like.
heavy.
She's always amazed by that. That was one of her biggest things to ask you. She was like,
What?
"It's so funny that your husband. How tall is your
Oh
husband?"
yeah, let's put things in
6'8".
perspective here.
He's 6'8".
Yeah.
Hannah's
Holy
how
shit.
tall?
I'm 5'2". 5'3" on a good day.
So my biggest concern when I found out you're pregnant, I'm like,
She's like, "How is she gonna
5'2",
have his baby?"
and he's 6'8". I'm like, how is she gonna push out
She
this
doesn't
baby?
look that big though.
She's not that
See,
big.
I mean, she's 2 months. I feel like she's kind of big, right?
I don't know. I think that's normal.
I should
think she
probably
looks pretty
change her
normal.
clothes. I think these are too
Who-
little for her now.
That's
no,
so funny.
She
You
don't
can't
care,
shave
but
her
her knees
knees.
are always bent. Yeah, who cares? She's fine.
You're good.
Her little feet are long though.
Wow, I wonder if she'll be tall then.
Me
or
too,
Not.
or not.
It can
That's what
go
I'm saying.
either
It
way.
could
Oh
go
my God,
either
I should show
way.
y'all her feet though. Look at me, like look at her
I'm calling it
hands.
right
You see
now.
that?
I think
Yeah,
she's gonna
she
be
has long fingers.
5'6" or 5'7". That's
You
my
think?
guess.
I hope. I don't want her to be like.
We'll come back to
Amazon-y.
this in 20 years.
And she's gonna
Yeah.
be like 6'10" or something.
yeah, right. Oh my god,
I was wrong.
That is so
Oracle.
funny. Did
Okay.
you like tear?
Yeah, let's talk
Yes.
about. Can we talk about your whole birth?
Yeah. I got a grade 2. Okay, so I was in labor for forever.
Her passy.
Shh.
No, her passy.
Look how little this nipple is.
I know.
No wonder she doesn't
Maybe
like that
she
one.
likes. I know. Maybe she needs a
Um,
different one.
But no, I was in labor forever, and my back hurt so bad. That was
Yeah.
the worst part. My back.
Mhm.
Yeah, she kept asking me
Yeah,
about. I'm
back
like, yeah, it
labor.
takes a while for a
Yeah,
while.
and
but
my
better.
water, or not my water broke, but what did I text you?
Your
Asked
mucus
you?
plug.
My mucus plug came out.
And I was like so encouraging. I'm like, it'll be hours because that's how I'm to be.
Yeah,
end
I
up
was
being
like,
freaking
listen to
days.
Oh my god.
And I was like, it's just waiting, like, okay, any moment, any moment.
Yeah.
Because they moved my date up.
okay.
Like it
Yeah.
was December 2nd, and then they moved it to December or November 11th
oh,
because she was growing faster.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, it happened like a week before November 11th that my mucus plug came out. So I was like,
so you're like,
"Ooh,
great.
it's time.
right
like,
on
here we
schedule."
go." Yeah. And then I was at work and I coughed, and I peed a lot.
Oh my
I think I was
god,
teaching Lil in them.
that's funny.
And I looked at Katie because she was in there with me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I stood up, and it was just a puddle, and I was like, my water broke. So then I
yeah.
rushed home, and I just peed myself. Come to find out.
Mhm.
So that was that part. But then we get to the hospital because I get induced. When was it? Like, when was she born? November.
Like one older for her.
I don't remember what day it was though.
Yeah.
But get
Because after
there.
a while, they're just like, all right, you're close enough.
Yeah. So I came in, and then it was pretty smooth. Like I said, they
You
gave
didn't feel
me
anything, right?
no. Well, I get in there like the night before, you
Mhm.
know, and
Yeah.
then they gave me the little
She's like pushing it up in her face.
yeah. They gave me the sorry.
You're fine.
No,
This
I'm
is
talking
real
about her
life.
head.
Oh.
Yeah. They gave me that little pill, and then they had to give me a balloon.
Yeah.
What's a
Open up your
balloon?
cervix.
Yeah, later because the pill didn't work.
That's what they did with Lily. I was induced with all 3 of mine, but they only
Yeah.
had to do that. The
The
first
balloon
one. The
helps
second one,
it
they were like,
open
here's a
or
little
something?
pitocin. It
Yeah.
was like, boom.
So
Yeah.
the balloon helps you open up
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
If you're not
Ah.
dilated, it has to start
Yeah.
to open it up because otherwise the baby's not.
which
gonna
is
come.
I
crazy
feel
because
like they've been rushing your
3.
arrival for like ever, like
Yeah.
pushing it back. Pitocin,
I'm telling
balloons and stuff. You probably just could have waited another week or
Yeah,
something.
probably.
I mean, you probably didn't want to,
No.
but they,
I was
yeah, the body
over
was
it.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So they opened that balloon thing, and then within an hour, they were like, "Okay, cool." And I started feeling,
Yeah, the pressure.
oh my god, I don't know how people do it without epidural. Did y'all have
Mhm.
epidurals?
Every
Yes.
single time.
I would never,
Nope.
ever.
They call it the ring of fire.
Yeah. And you know what? My doctor always made me turn it off, like, because it would always be the pump. He would always turn it off like half hour before I started pushing so I'd feel it,
Yeah.
which I understand. But I was like, I also feel like I didn't have to feel it this much.
Yeah, no, mine started
Oh,
wearing
I didn't
off
feel
at the end.
anything.
Oh, really?
I felt like
Oh, no, I felt a lot.
I didn't have a real, what's the person that does the epidurals again? What are they called?
Anesthesiologist.
Yeah, like I didn't mean like real one, but I had a nurse, not the guy that actually does it,
Uh-huh.
come in and do it, and he hit a nerve, and then he did too much, so I couldn't feel.
It
anything.
is the worst feeling, actually.
And he's
It's
like,
Yeah.
fine.
and they had to keep moving my legs, like
Uh-huh.
and stuff, because I couldn't lift them or anything. And
yeah.
And which might be for everyone, but they're like, push. And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
None of my muscles, nothing is working for me. I cannot push for
And
you.
I guess that's why he always turned it off for me, because he wanted me to be able to push.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
effectively.
I felt Freya's stitches a little bit at the end.
Oh,
That's
I know.
I got stitches with both.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I only had stitches with Lil.
I had
lot of
ripped
them.
back to my
I
boobs.
And I literally
with
did
Styles.
spread eagle in front of a mirror afterwards, and I was like, I need to look at my vagina right now. And I was like, oh my God.
Same thing.
I made Jared look at it. I was up on the thing.
I was like,
what
this
does
is
this
so
look like?
upsetting.
Yeah.
I looked at mine too. And when I went
couldn't
back to my
have made it prettier
gynecologist,
if
she
you're
was
in
like
there?
mad at me that I looked. She was like, what are you looking? I'm like, of course I'm looking.
Yes.
A stitch busted. And you're trying to tell me I can have sex? I'm like, you're crazy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
And they're like, okay,
no.
you're good now. I'm like, I literally
No.
am in so much pain still
Yeah.
without anything
Listen.
going in.
I can't even imagine having sex right now.
I
ain't doing
told
it.
you. And you
I ain't
asked me
doing
how
it.
long it took. It took us 7 months before I could have painless sex.
To ever have sex again or painless sex?
Painless sex.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, we'd try, and I'd be like, no. So till I
Yeah.
have full blown sex from beginning to end.
With my first, it took a long time too. I would say about the same, about like 7 to 9 months before
Yeah.
it was pain free.
Listen, I'm not even trying.
Yeah,
It took
right
like
now.
it
no,
was
I
almost
wouldn't.
like you.
Why would you?
I
You're
know.
not
I'm so
in that
tired.
mode.
I look at him just
I
like,
know.
No,
oh,
and
I
you've
know.
got baby
Yeah,
and nursing. It's just like not on your
The other
mind.
2 though, I didn't tear and I didn't need stitches for.
Oh wow.
My vagina was free and ready.
Nice.
So then I feel like at that point I was able to like there was no pain after, like at all.
I feel like
Really?
Freya's was worse. So with Styles, I ripped back to my beehole.
Oh, so yeah, like 4.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a grade 4 when it goes all the way to your butthole?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's probably like nasty down there. I don't know. And then with Freya, I split to the side, like one up top and one at the bottom to
Oh
the
my
side. That hurt
God.
worse. The
Yeah,
recovery.
I honestly just think about it because I know.
It's
Wait,
horrible.
you didn't have stitches?
Yeah. I had
Okay.
Stitches. I had I don't know how many. I don't think, do they tell you?
I didn't
No,
know.
I don't know. Just did you go backwards or to the sides? You know?
No, down.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
to my butthole.
Yeah.
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 But,
But
It was
I
painful.
didn't rip. They had to cut me to get Styles' big ass head through.
That's
really?
with my first they cut me too.
She
'cause
goes,
he-
I know you want to have this naturally.
Yeah.
I have to cut you all the way back. And then it ripped more like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The
Whatever.
second
She
my
had a
first
big head,
I got
too.
yeah, she does have like a I
She
mean
had
not in a
big-
bad way,
No,
but like
she
she
got
does
a big
have a bigger head.
head.
Yeah.
She was
No.
like
She's
the 70. Well, no, what was it? You know when they tell you the
Yeah, the
percentile?
percentile.
Her head, the first appointment, she was like 87 percentile. There's only like 11 babies with bigger heads than her.
Styles had 100 percentile for his head and then
For real?
negative everything for weight and
Oh my
think.
gosh. I can
think it
actually
was like a
still see that
bobblehead.
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
He
weird.
still has a
I feel
bigger
like
head
I
than
need to
he
show you this
does.
picture where his body's like this and his head's like
And
huge. It looks
Freya
like
was so
not.
chunky.
Oh yeah.
Freya's
So
so
cute.
Yeah.
She
I
is
saw a little,
big pumpkin.
video
Little
of her.
doll.
I
Yeah.
know.
I loved it.
She wasn't
Lily
big
was
though as a
super
baby.
chunky.
They're both like 7 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all my babies got smaller too.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
So like Lily was my biggest.
How big was she?
Not big. I mean, she was 7, 8,
Okay.
and then they all went down to 6s.
Oh,
Like
okay.
6, 12, 6, 14 or something like that. I'm like, I don't even
Interesting.
remember anymore. I'm like, I don't freaking know.
Yeah.
Lily the other day was like, what time was I born? I'm like,
Who knows that? I don't
Afternoon?
even know. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure I have it
remember.
written down somewhere, but
This
Oh
was
my
only
God.
12 weeks ago, and I still don't really remember.
yeah. Well, so when you pushed her, you didn't feel just pressure?
No, so it was coming. The epidural was ending, and I could feel it was the nastiest thing. Her body coming out.
yes,
You know
like
that
slipping.
feeling- that yeah, it was just when they
Ugh.
like never ended, and then they flop her on you.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what is this?
The wet baby on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's screaming, and I don't know.
And you have
don't know what to
nurses, like you have
do.
nurses like literally pulling your boob
Oh.
up for you and putting it in the
Yes.
baby's mouth, and you're like,
It
There's
is
like
very
11 people back
intense.
there. It was so intense.
People are like, it's so beautiful. I'm like,
no, it's not.
There's
my
a
beautiful.
lot
legs
of
are up.
gross
This
stuff happening.
doctor is sewing me up. My parents are like walking in while I'm being sewed up.
I was
Yeah,
told
no-
I have a beautiful cervix during this. all.
Wow, I want
And
that
I was
compliment.
like, I don't know if I'm honored or really freaked out right now.
I would be honored.
yeah.
And then they're like,
I mean,
oh my God, look at her placenta. They're all looking at my placenta. John's like, maybe I should
Should've
take a
sold it.
picture. Maybe I should document it. So he has a picture of my placenta now.
I want to see it.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
I want
Apparently
to
it
see
was
when a
great.
beautiful.
Me
I
placenta-
felt like a
too.
queen in there. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well,
Everything
thank
is
you.
great inside. Yeah.
With
That's
Styles,
so
I had
funny.
my dad with holding one leg, and my mom and Trevor were both holding a leg because they're like push, and I'm like I can't, and so
Yeah.
I'm like get my legs up. My mom's little, so I'm like
Yeah.
you are not doing it for me, Scooch. I'm like you come here. He was my soccer coach and stuff. I'm like let's go, and he's like okay, and I needed
I
people
love that you
weren't
had
gonna
your
like
dad in there. That is
Yeah.
definitely very like
yeah
not common, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
that's an interesting topic. Did you have anyone in your room other than
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
Jared.
Okay.
Yeah, just Jared.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah, because some
My
people are
parents
really
would have been there for
private.
Freya, but they were running late. And like I said, they walked in while I was getting sewn up, and Callie was like, okay. She was like 10 or
Yeah.
11 or 12. I remember now. And I'm like, no, it's okay. It's natural. I'm like all like fucked up. And
Did you
stuff.
have that with Styles too, or was it just Trevor?
What?
Like just in the room?
No, so with Styles, I had my dad holding my
Oh,
leg.
that was Styles.
Yeah, and my mom just standing there, and Trevor had the other leg, and they watched the whole thing. And my dad was like, I was so embarrassed at first, like
Really?
uncomfortable, but he's like, thank you. That ended up being an amazing experience.
I had
I'm like,
so many
and I
people in
said
my
it
room.
wasn't personal or
did.
anything.
Mhm.
I'm like, I needed you. So
Yeah, no, that's sweet.
yeah. And then with
No.
Styles, it was just Trevor because they didn't say anything was happening, but then they're like, oh shit, it's go time. I'm like, oh, can I call my mom? And they're like,
Aw.
no. And I'm like, she like came out in like 2 seconds. I was like, fuck. And then they just like walked in as I was getting sewn up.
My mom and my mother-in-law were in there
Okay.
for all three.
Okay.
Okay.
That's nice.
My sister-in-law and my grandma joined for the last two.
Okay.
So I had like 6 people in there.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
they
a
asked if
party.
they could bring in all the students. So all 12 of them were staring at my vagina. And I was like,
Really?
yeah.
Well, whatever.
I had no
for the
shame.
cause.
I was like, whatever. You know
Oh,
what? At
at
this
that
You
point,
want
point-
them to be good
bring it
doctors.
on.
Yeah.
Everyone bring it on.
And you know, whenever you're at that point, though,
You
it
don't
is
care.
You
just
really
like,
don't
you're
care.
Like, I don't.
You're like,
yeah.
get this
I
thing
don't
out.
care.
Yeah.
I am
Get
probably
this thing
pooping
out.
myself and I don't care.
You know, did they ever tell you? You know the shivers?
Yes.
Someone told me about the shivers.
Yes.
And that freaked me out.
I
mean
was
afterwards?
No, I had
convulsing,
it
shaking.
before.
I
Yes,
had it
me too.
afterwards.
Mine were all leading up to it. I was
Yeah.
literally,
Like this. You're like,
Yeah.
"Grr." And so it freaked me out because I was like, Jaren, something's wrong here.
yes.
Because I didn't know.
What is that from the Pitocin or?
I don't know, maybe because I had Pitocin too with all of them. So,
Yeah.
But I think it's also like some people's body reacts to pain that way. Because I
Yeah.
will say, even to this point, I think if I'm in like severe pain, I kind of get a little shaky. Not like that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's actually interesting. That brings me to so one of our listeners asked us what are
Okay.
things they want us to talk about. What are things that no one told you about being a mom or childbirth? And that's like a really interesting one. Those
The
shakes.
shakes.
Yeah.
Yes. I had no idea. I literally thought I was dying.
And you know what else no one tells you about? Afterbirth pain. So with your first, it's not terrible. It's your body like contracting everything
The-
back to normal, the
yeah.
uterus back. So it's like those contractions. You feel
Oh,
contractions
when-
again
especially
afterwards.
when you're breastfeeding.
Yes, and when you're breastfeeding,
Yeah.
it gets worse with every baby.
Oh,
I heard
Every
that. I actually heard
single
that.
baby. The
Did y'all tell
third
me
one,
that?
I don't know.
I don't know, but by the time I had my third, I could barely put him on my boob because every time he'd breastfeed, I'd be like, it would feel like I was in full labor again. I'm like, where's the epidural now? Like,
Yeah.
it was painful.
Yeah.
And no one warned me of that.
Oh man,
Um,
that stinks.
Yeah. And no one warned me at the beginning, the first, but it wasn't as painful as what I've heard the second
Yeah.
and third
It-
is.
I don't know why.
I don't
Your
really
body
remember
knows what to
that.
do, so it contracts quicker,
Yeah.
but oof, that was painful for me.
What changed for you after you had the baby? What about even with you and your husband?
Well, let me tell you, I didn't tell you about this, but
Yeah.
in the room when we were delivering, you know, he plays football. He
Mhm,
played
okay.
football. And so he came in and did this like coach thing. So he's holding my leg and the doctor's like, you got this. And he just thought, oh, she said that. Now let me do that. So he's sitting there holding my leg like, you got this. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
And I
no.
was like,
I could not
oh my
have
God.
any of
I would have
that.
like kicked him in the face.
I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. And then finally I just said, let's play music. So so
You're
it
like,
kind of calmed
"Thanks
him
for
down.
helping, bud."
Yeah. So she was actually born to all I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. You know that
yes.
song?
That's hysterical.
Could that
Big
be
booty
like her
hoe.
wedding music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every birthday you should play it for her.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's
a good
That's
idea.
funny.
But yeah, so that
Mine was born
that-
to Amish. What was that reality show? Amish, whatever. It was playing on the background. My doctor's watching it in between pushes.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Isn't it
Are
crazy how
doctors allowed to
casual-
watch TV while they're?
It was playing in the room, so like I'd push and then I'd have to like wait there for the next contraction. He'd like watch the Amish show and then
Oh my! I
push
felt like
again.
mine was way more hectic than that. She was like all involved, and she was
Oh.
like, "You got to go push now. The baby's heart rate's going down." I'm like, like
Really?
yeah, I felt like it was stressful, not like this chill and waiting period.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no, my
We
daughter
were
was
watching.
so chill too. Isn't it crazy how chill they are? Because they're just like, all right, here you go, and then they
Yeah.
just plop them in and deuce out.
Yeah. The only one
my
that wasn't
God.
chill was Jack because he had his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck
So
and he
was
was
Styles.
blue. And they were like, stop pushing right now. And I was like, I can't. Like, what do you mean stop pushing? And they're like, you need to not push. And he was like trying to unravel it while his like hands up there.
Oh,
Ew!
Yeah.
man.
And then they had John actually go down and like pull him out.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were
Did
like,
he get
'cause-
paid for that?
right? Yeah. John pulled the baby out and put him on me. And he, because we didn't find out what we were having for our third, we wanted it to be like a surprise.
Oh
so
my
he got to be
gosh,
like,
of course you did.
so they're like,
Huh.
tell him what it is. And John's like, a boy, I think, because we had 2 girls already. And I'm like, you think?
you think
Is something wrong?
That's the real.
Something wrong?
Oh my gosh.
He just wasn't expecting it.
Uh,
But yeah, I don't know. I think a lot changes after motherhood. I think the identity shift is the hardest part of it.
Identity shift. I like that.
Yeah.
You're your own person, and all of a sudden, bam, you're walking out of the hospital and you're not your own person.
Yeah. Well, that didn't hit you. I don't think it hit me until later.
Ugh.
When I was just after everyone left, because I had all no, she just wants to be annoying.
Hi.
No, she wants a booby.
I think because we had my family in town, his family in town, so we had help and stuff, and so that wasn't a big deal. It wasn't until after they left. Actually, it wasn't until about like a month ago. No, 4 weeks. 4 weeks in a month. That I was like, Jesus, like I love her, but can we take her back?
I know. Sometimes it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I know. No matter how much, I think we like romanticize how sweet it's gonna be with your baby and everything's gonna be wonderful all the time. But there's a lot of times that there's a depression there, or like you know that you need just some time by yourself that is not identified with you being a mom or having a baby. Like you just need like a woman or something.
Yeah, and on that, I feel like it gets. I always joke around. My sister-in-law had a baby the same time as you, like literally within days, and. She'll be like, oh, I love her so much. I'm like, actually, you have like no idea though, because like it does get better. Like
everyone always
you
love
her, like, but you don't even know her yet. Like, in
she's
like
like
6 months, she's gonna have a personality, and you're gonna walk in the room, and she's gonna laugh at you, and that's when you're like, oh, I actually love her. Like, she has a personality now.
Yeah, when they turn around, it makes it easier. I love you, mom, and you're like, oh my god, I love you too.
It makes it easier when you're giving up your whole life. You're like,
yeah, when they can.
I'm getting something back from you now.
Yeah.
Back to being that selfish stuff. Please tell me more. You love me.
And then they turn 10 and they slam doors on you, so it's great.
Yeah.
So awesome. They're still trying to sleep with you, and you're like, I just need my time. When you guys go to bed, it's like the only time I have for myself.
Oh, I know.
Well, Jaren keeps talking like he talked to y'all. He wants a kid now. Like, we'll just get pregnant, have another one on her birthday. I'm like, you're out of your damn mind.
I know he asked me. He's like, how far apart are yours? Like, they're 3 years apart each.
Yeah. And then a friend of ours.
So you can good Dana said that.
I know. Well, he's like, a friend of ours had a baby on their birthday.
He told us that too. He wants them back to back.
Yeah. Help me.
I don't know. I feel like
I don't know.
I mean, everybody's different. Yeah. Her kids are closer together than mine. I personally 1 year it takes me. Full 1 year before I feel somewhat normal again, mentally and physically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like another year of me now trying to enjoy myself and the baby of feeling normal. Because my first year is always a blur and I'm in this like weird fog. And now it's like, so year 2 is me working on that. And that's when I feel like I can get pregnant again. Like right around that part where like they're becoming a little independent. I have myself again a little bit. And like, but I know everybody's different.
Yeah, everyone's different. I did not enjoy being pregnant and running around and chasing a toddler though.
Yeah.
That's
tough.
Totally exhausting. I was already exhausted, especially in the beginnings of being pregnant. You know, those first few months where you always want to sleep and stuff. And then just being then heavy and pregnant, and you have to give all your energy to this kid that just learned how to walk and run around.
Yeah.
To me, that was hard. So I don't know if it's better to get it done before or wait till they're like 4 or something. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not good with all the baby stuff. But I just remember that was very, very hard for me too.
Yeah, that was Jaren's.
I feel like all I've done is complain.
There's
beautiful things though.
He was like, if we can we'll have them all in diapers, so then you won't get out of the diaper phase and then into the next.
Anxiety.
Yeah, I almost vomit thinking about it. I want to vomit thinking about it.
Yeah,
I'm clearly
whichever way you do it, it's a lot. Whichever way you do it,
it is a lot. Anyway,
you just have to figure out
there's pros and cons.
Like
to all
the
age
reason
gaps.
why I would have wanted to I think Styles is 2.5 years older than Freya, and this puts them 3 grades apart. I think I would have liked a little bit closer. I think, because I don't
mine are 3 grades apart too, but they're 3 years apart.
Right.
They're all 3 grades apart.
But I don't know. Like I just remember Trevor being. I think we pushed a little bit closer to like the 2-ish because Trevor was getting older. He's like, I'm no spring chicken here. Like I don't want to be.
That was a factor.
Jaren's point is.
Yeah, that was a factor in mine. So I got pregnant at 22.
Mm-hmm.
Like after partying all night, I thought I was hungover, and then my friend was like, "Here's a pregnancy test," and I was like, "Oh my god, those lines just came up like really dark." So
I couldn't imagine at 22.
Yeah, it was very unexpected, very unexpected. But anyway, that played a role in like us spreading them out. We decided like if we had kids young, we wanted to be young when we were done. So we kind of were like, we want to have them somewhat close together that I could have them all in my 20s, but like also spread out enough that we needed to like. I didn't even have like a career yet, like I was just getting out of college. Like, so like we needed to like get our shit together. So like 3 years was kind of like the closest we could have had them, but I actually think it worked out well for us.
Yeah, I think so
and then,
too.
Do you want any more?
That's the never-ending question. I don't know. We tried for a fourth. I miscarried. A year and a half, 2 years ago. And we never tried again. I kind of felt like it was like, I don't know, not a sign, but like I kind of it made me pause for a second and like, we started thinking things, and the third put us over the edge. The third was the hardest transition for us, other than me going from 0 to 1, because it was just like an identity shift. 2 was easy for me. 3 was hard. We're outnumbered all the time now, even if we're together. And so like we thought we wanted a fourth. I like the idea of the even number. I like the idea of everyone having someone. Like I loved that whole idea of having a bigger family. I'm an only child, so like I always wanted my kids to have siblings. Yeah. So I did want one for a while. We both did, and but we were like waiting to see when things would like settle down, and now they're getting easier, and it's almost like, do we want to start over again? Like, and there would be a
starting
very
over
big
is hard.
age gap now. I have like a kid going on to like her preteen years.
Right.
Like she'll be 11 this summer. Like, do I really want to have a baby when she's 12? Like,
yeah.
So what did you think was the hardest?
Probably not.
0 to 1?
Yeah, I think the toddler age, when they're running around all the time, but they can't quite talk, and they want to run around and like try to like kill themselves every 2 seconds.
No, like what? How many kids?
Yeah.
Um,
That made me think.
Yeah, so I have a stepdaughter. So when I got into the marriage, she was already like 8 or something. So that was like my first experience of being around children or whatever that relationship, and then having my husband and stuff. So I guess all in all, I have 3 kids, and I don't know, 2 was challenging, and having another child as well. It was older. At least that she was more self-sufficient, but then there's always that guilt, like that I didn't have the time that I wanted to spend with her. 'Cause I had these 2 little ones that like needed me all the time. So
that's a really hard
that
point.
is
And
hard.
like that's also why we've kind of backed off on a fourth, is because I worry, like, will I be able to give them each the
I was gonna
same?
say that's my
I'm
biggest
really
fear
big
about
on like
them.
my kids being treated equal. Like
Yeah.
she knows it. Like it's to a fault for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, they each need to have everything the same. Like I want them to be treated so equally, so they can never
The
look
more
back
you
and be
have, there's
like,
just less time for them.
and
It's
there's
a
just-
fact.
Yeah.
You can give less to them financially and give less time to them. But I've seen large families that are thriving,
course.
happy, and they don't
Yeah.
need as much. They have each other or something.
Yeah.
So there's like so
You make
many
it work
positives.
either
Yeah,
way.
there's so many positives too. There's just, I don't know. I'm glad I don't have more than 3. Let's just put it that way. I am personally, I feel very fulfilled with the 3.
Yeah. We have 2 families on our street in the neighborhood that have 7 or 8 kids.
Oh my, wow.
oh my gosh.
And Darren every time is like, see?
Does he
I'm
want
like,
a big
are
family?
you kidding me? No.
I bet they drink a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, one's a preacher and his wife.
Oh, you
so,
still never know.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, yeah, you never know.
That's true.
You never know how they're dealing.
But
it might get easier with more, because like the older one takes
Everyone
care of the younger.
swears that 3 is like the hardest number, and it gets easier
like
after that.
I've heard that too. 4 is like
Yeah.
the easiest.
It's so
'cause
weird.
Yeah. He does, but we're getting old. So that's why I think he's just like, okay, one
I
now,
get that.
now.
So in an ideal world, how many does he want?
Yeah.
He'd probably want 4 or 5.
Okay. Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys would have to be really busy.
Yeah.
I was
So
gonna
in
say-
an ideal world, how many would you have? Which I know it's
Back
hard to
when
ask
I-
postpartum, because
Yeah.
it's like,
right
But
now,
like when you
0.
had thought about when you guys got married and talked about kids, like would you used to tell him? Then?
I really did want 4 kids.
Yeah.
But
nice.
now we waited so long, and now having her, I'm just like, 1 is good, but I don't want a 1 child. Can't
Mhm.
have that.
You
Yeah.
want
You know?
a
there's
sibling.
pros to it.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
I will
yeah.
say.
And I've heard
but-
people with 1 child say like they can give everything to
I
them.
will say, like, my parents were able to provide everything I needed and wanted.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
they were able to be present at everything. There was
Yeah.
never a moment that they were like, oh, we can't go to this, or we have to divide to go to it. Like,
Yeah.
they were present for everything. And now my kids are their only grandchildren. So, like,
It is
they
great.
literally, I was like, we're moving.
Everything.
And they're like, okay, we're moving. And, like,
oh yeah, that's
they,
amazing.
like,
I never thought
my
about
kids
that.
go
I
over
didn't
their
think about
house
that either.
every day.
Yeah. Did you ever get lonely though growing up?
Yeah.
So my best friend was the only child, and so we kind of were sisters at that
Yeah.
point, because she's like, and they would go on vacation with
Yes.
us.
I
Everything.
always was allowed to bring friends with me
Yeah.
on vacation, always allowed to bring friends with me out to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
So-
friends became,
Callie, I know this sounds weird, but at least 50% of the reason why I had children was so that Callie would have a sibling. I
Mhm.
wanted her to
Yeah,
have
but-
family. Like
yeah.
if her,
Something
Trevor and I happened,
yeah.
I wanted her to have family. I thought it was important.
Yeah.
I know, I say it's not.
But then there was
like,
such a large age gap between her and Styles. I was like, okay, I feel like
it's
something's
almost,
off.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's when we decided to have Freya. Trevor looked at me and he's like, and I feel like people always say this, he's like, it's just gonna suck really bad for like 3 years.
It's true.
Jared
And
says
then
the
I'm
same
and I'm like, okay, I
thing.
think I can do 3 years. I think I can do 3 years because we're in it like in a year when we were talking about this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I can do 3 years.
3 years is the hardest.
Yeah.
3 years is the hardest. But yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I think if I was to, even as a mom of 3, I love having 3 kids, but I think if I was to go back, either 2 or 4.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
That's probably what I would have done. I would have
Yeah.
kept trying for the 4th years ago.
Yeah.
Now I feel like it's too late and we're good, but like I would have probably done 2 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The even number.
Yeah, because there really is something about that. My kids are really close with each other, and they do all like fight about who's playing with who or who's leaving
Yeah.
who out,
Yes.
and like
It's always like that with my kids too. Like if I
Yeah.
have a play date for Salisbury, it has to have a play date.
Mhm.
Spend the night here, spend the night. Like it's
Mhm.
that since they're
Yeah.
close in age and they have like
Yeah.
similar like same friends and stuff like that.
well, and
So-
then there's that like that crossover of like
Mhm.
similar. I mean, especially with the dance, like
and sisters.
I hate
I
when they're
couldn't
in
imagine
classes
that, though.
together, or like
Yeah.
now they're getting competitive towards
Yep.
one another because like who's got this award and who got this award, and
I deal with it all the time.
the sister thing is definitely
Do they fight a lot
interesting.
about all that?
My kids fight, I think, more than your kids fight.
Yeah.
But I have 2 girls. You have a boy and a girl. And I
Well,
think
my
that's a
kids
different
fight a lot,
dynamic.
but like it's not as like that kind of like sistery kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, Freya will get jealous of Styles and
Say
what's
so.
going on in the dance world at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not
Mine are
not
either
like in
best
the
friends or
day to day.
enemies.
Like they have just different personalities and
Yeah,
have
they really do.
Yeah.
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 like-
Yeah, my 2
So does
girls have
Violet and
totally
yeah,
different
so do
personalities.
they totally different.
And that's the other thing. Having siblings doesn't guarantee they'll be close. I mean,
Yeah.
I was
like,
gonna say my kids are not really close. They don't hang. They don't play.
Yeah.
really.
mine are close now, but like, who knows? I think Violet's going to
At least
leave
give
us
them
and
the
go travel the
opportunity,
world,
yeah.
and maybe we'll never see her. I don't know.
I know, right? The more you have, at least one of them will take care of you in the nursing home.
Yeah.
Oh my
one will wipe
gosh,
your
right?
butt. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, if you only have one, like what if that one doesn't want to? No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
I know.
You have no
Yeah.
one.
No, it is true.
Gotta have
So
to.
at least like maybe one more, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want her to be, yeah. Well, that's a
Mhm.
good plan. Just start there. Like, okay, just
And
have to
that's
figure
the
out
other
when.
thing. You can't predict it.
No.
Like,
I
you could have
know.
it the second and then be like, this is it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm at my max. Or you
Yep.
could have the second and be like, you know what? This was really easy. I could do it again.
So Freya was a very colicky baby, and that was it
God.
for us. It was
Mhm.
3 months of like pure hell. And I looked at him and said, if you ever want to have sex with me, you're going to have a vasectomy.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people say that, but he did. I said, you will make a schedule or you will make an appointment within this month. And he
yeah,
did.
he did.
Violet
I-
was a
I was
really
not playing
easy
around.
baby.
Was she?
So that
Like,
made you
was
like,
Jack?
So easy. Jack was a really easy baby and a really hard toddler.
Okay.
Violet was easy. Always, always, always. She always has been. Always.
she still
chill.
is.
So
Yeah.
good with the
I'll
flow.
have that girl over any day.
Yeah.
She's so
Chill.
She's been
Chill.
always easy. So she was like my trick. They were like, you could do this again.
Yeah.
And then I had Jack. And he was also pretty easy as a baby. And then all of a sudden he won. And like the boy thing was totally different.
Energy-
That
Yeah.
kid scales our fridge, climbs up counters, is
He's
like
Spider-Man.
pulling gases. Yeah, like glasses
Yeah.
down. Like he's wild.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
wild. He
Oh.
was a hard recovery period.
Do you think that you and your husband like bicker and argue more than ever?
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor and I like
Yes.
almost didn't make it during the baby ages. Like that was the
Yes.
hardest thing we've ever gone through together. Because I think maybe this might be one of the things that like we had more time together, even though we had Callie, but like we had more time to enjoy with each other for a little bit. Like and like we both realized like we really liked each other, like our time. Like you guys traveled and did a lot of
Mhm.
things like you like very outdoorsy and active and
Mhm.
stuff. So that puts a huge damper on what once was.
Oh,
And now
for sure. Like even
now it's
yesterday,
like
we wanted to go to Poseidon, right, for happy hour.
yeah.
We decided that at 8 a.m. We didn't get to Poseidon until 5 p.m. 5 p.m.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole time. Then on the way to there, she starts crying. And I'm like, this was your idea. This was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
In fact, it was my idea.
Yeah. Of
And we were just like complaining the whole time. He's like, well, do you want me to turn around? And
Yeah.
he like goes into the other lane. I'm like, no. You know, we're just
So are you like a scheduled mom or you go with the flow?
go with the flow.
Okay.
I can't.
Me
I'm
too.
terrible at scheduling.
Yeah, me too.
And even if I try to follow like a nap, I'm so glad she's napping. But if I try to
She's
follow
napping.
that, she won't do it.
No, none of my
Yeah.
kids had a
It's
nap
like-
schedule.
No, I
Mm-mm.
can't. So I'll bathe her when she poops all over herself.
Yeah.
I love that though.
Yeah.
Some people have to have a schedule if they have like a
I know.
interesting
I'm
work
jealous
schedule.
of those who do scheduling, honestly.
Yeah,
like I
me
used to be like, wow,
too.
that's so nice. Like you know when your kid's gonna nap, you know when your kid's gonna go to sleep. Like it
Yeah,
sounds
but then you
great.
live your
wanna
life by
do
that.
that.
And I lived my life by that. And so in a way it was another shackle.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like
But-
limited to a time window. And like people be like, oh, can you do this? I'm like, okay, well, you usually, it goes down for a nap from here. So I can either do before or after. So I was really like into it.
But then
it
you
also
knew
gave me
what time.
It did give me,
you
but
know?
that was my selfishness. It gave me the freedom to know I have this hour-ish window to go do the yard work I need to do, to go do
Yeah.
the laundry I need to do, to like maybe catch up with a friend. I know he'll sleep
Yeah.
for that hour and then he's up. And I did have that sort of freedom, but
Oh,
then
love
I don't know.
that.
I wasn't very go with flow, and I wish I was.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know,
there's
go
pros
with
to both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
Because
I'd
I also
say.
was able to do anything whenever, and my kids
Yeah.
learned to sleep wherever. Like
Yeah.
to this day, we
My
went on a
kids could fall
cruise
asleep
and like
anywhere.
we were
but-
literally partying on the deck, and the kids were sleeping, and people were like laughing around us because
Yeah.
it was like a rave around us, and
Yeah.
like the kids are just like chilling and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know they've just gotten used to like kind of being on the go.
Mhm.
It's not
And-
that my kids wouldn't sleep anywhere. I just wanted to be home. So I
Yeah.
put them in their bed with their
Mhm.
sound machine so that I had
So
from 8
you had
p.m.
your time,
on.
yeah, absolutely.
Because they wouldn't fall asleep anywhere. They're like, if there's music, they're like, what's this? Because they're not used to it. It's basically
Right.
their sound machine.
Right.
They'd be out like this. Always out like a light in the car, always out wherever like we
Yes,
went because it was
yes,
like
car
overstimulation, I think.
Yeah.
But
Shoot.
Yeah.
You know I love loud music. So we'll play loud music at the house all the time, and
Yeah.
she'll do this number. Try to stay awake, but then
I
you
love
put
that
her
she
in
doesn't
the
wanna miss
sound
out.
machine though, and she knocks right
I
out.
love a sound machine.
I
Is that
love
like
that
a
thing.
tip we should give everyone? Did your kids
Get
use sound
the sound-
machines?
Nope.
See, mine did, and they
Ugh.
they were such good sleepers, and I swear by it.
I think I used the one you gave it
Yeah,
to me, right?
I
Oh
give
my
everyone.
God.
That's my baby shower gift to everyone. Is
I
the
love that.
Dome
It is.
sound machine? DOM Dom.
I
Dome?
do
DOM,
always have
yeah, dumb.
fans.
Yeah, that's
It's like
a
Which
good
is
sound
a
machine.
similar
It sounds like
concept.
Yeah.
Like we always sleep with a fan.
Yeah.
I
Fans
sleep good
reduce
with
like
it.
SIDS also, so like I always like had
Yeah.
a fan in their rooms.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
nice, yeah.
Swear
But
by
even
a
I
sound
think I'll
machine.
keep that thing in my room, even when
I actually
she
would sound-
goes.
yeah.
It's so nice.
It's so nice.
All right, so what are your favorite newborn items that you got?
Yeah.
What are, like,
the sound
must-haves?
machine. I like that someone was giving us,
Or whatever, like things
I
you
got.
That you
use on a
discovered
regular
or
basis.
whatever, yeah.
That I think I couldn't live. Like we're
Yes.
going on a trip to Oregon
Mhm.
Okay.
next week, and the snoo.
Yes.
have
What's the
to have
snoo?
the
This is how
snoo.
long I've been out.
It's like a bassinet that rocks.
It kind of puts them in a straitjacket.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they
And
look
it holds them
ridiculous.
down, and then it rocks them.
Yeah.
And if they cry, it rocks them faster.
I mean,
You
it
guys, I
goes
want
to,
this
like,
for myself.
hurricane no, it goes.
I
like,
want something
when
to
I
hold me
first put
down and
the
rock
baby
me.
in, I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
am I gonna like give it shaken baby syndrome
Yeah,
or
it looks
whatever?"
like that,
it's
doesn't
very
it?
aggressive sometimes.
Like, but
I mean,
that's what they were
it's-
used to being your belly, like
Exactly.
bouncing
Yeah.
around and walking everywhere.
I
so.
didn't have that with my first two. I don't even know if it was around. And then when Jack came, he like wasn't sleeping in the bassinet ever. Like he was just always up, and it was like a late
Did
night
anybody
purchase.
ever use that bassinet? My
My
kids
other
were,
kids did.
Really?
You know what? I had them in the rock and play, but that got like recalled by the time Jack was
Yeah.
born.
I feel like all things are getting recalled.
It's always
right?
recalled.
Like,
But
I
it's,
had
like,
my
usually
kids in
misuse.
pack and plays, like the pack and play. Just like those
Yeah.
portable things.
yeah.
That's where they napped. That's where they slept in their bedroom till they were like 3. I never got a crib.
Yeah.
I never did a crib. I just, when we transitioned from that thing,
Realistically,
they
they
got
don't
like a
even need a
single
bed.
mattress on the floor.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like actually
Like
what
I
you
actually
need,
don't
you
like
know?
get but I
The
mean,
crib
because like
thing?
their legs always get stuck through the
I
crib and
know.
stuff.
We
like
never
their
used cribs.
ribs. They love that meshy wall.
Mm-hmm.
They would like, they'd smush up in there, and I swear that's why they like slept so well.
I co-slept a lot or used the bassinet, and then by the time they were going into their rooms for sure, I would literally buy like a big bed and put it
Yeah.
on their floor.
Yeah.
That makes
And
more
that way I could
sense.
like lay with them
Yeah,
if
that
they
way
needed
you
me
can
to,
get in
and
and
I
out
wasn't crammed
easier.
in. And
Do you think are you a co-sleeper like with her? Like, do you sleep with her all night and stuff, or does she you lay her down?
I lay her down.
Yeah, I
in
did too.
the-
I didn't co-sleep, but
I didn't at this age.
Mm-mm.
I was too
I'm
scared.
so
Yeah, me too.
scared.
No,
Yeah,
No,
that's-
I didn't let them in until it was like their 6-month sleep regression, and now I was like, I don't care what it takes. Like, here's my boob.
Yeah.
lay
Yeah,
down.
Yeah.
I'm just so scared now. Like I'm scared even to put her in because I don't know when she's gonna roll over.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Oh,
she's
I
gonna
know.
suffocate.
suffocate.
You know,
always,
like
I always thought about that. Like,
so, and they
'cause
have
I like a
all
lot
these
of pillows
little
and
trinkets.
blankets and stuff, So
Yeah, they have these trinkets you can put on her now. Like the
Yes.
Nanny
Yeah,
cam and
yeah, yeah.
everything. But still, I'm like, is that gonna work? What if Wi-Fi
I
goes out? What
know.
are you gonna do?
yeah.
So what else-
I
what
wouldn't be able
other
to
items
rely
do you
on some
like?
machinery or whatever.
Mm-mm.
So sound machine, snoo,
The
anything
sound-
else?
I love that little DockAtot.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
It's another sleep thing. You just pretty much it's like those noodles that you sleep in the pool. You know
Okay.
those noodles.
Yeah.
You know? They create a circle so that she doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
And it costs $200. So
For pool
For-
noodle.
for pool noodles, yep.
What about like clothes? So like, do you use like those burp cloths and like blankets and stuff when you?
Oh no, that's why I show up to work just looking like trash.
I feel like I had a lot of burp cloths.
Did
like
you?
I
I
always threw
have
that
a
over my
ton.
shoulder and
I have so many. A lot of people gifted us that. So I
Okay.
have tons.
But you just got
That's like
not-
another
But I kinda
short-lived
just use
item,
my,
though.
like, I
True.
just do this
True.
Yeah.
to her, you know, or like,
It all depends how much your baby spits up, I guess,
yeah.
too.
And
Well,
she
my
doesn't
kids
spit
were
up,
like
she
gross. They're
eats.
like projectile vomit or something.
She
all
never
over me.
burps. She'll shit up a storm though.
Yeah.
Diapers.
Are you picky about your diapers and your wipes?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one thing I thought I would for sure be like all honest brand. You know,
Yeah.
like all healthy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
clean. Now we're like, get
Does-
whatever.
Doesn't
It
matter.
Yeah.
does not matter.
It does
no.
not matter.
No.
The wipes. So
How do you like bathe her? Do you put her like I had this little like foam thing that sit in my like in the sink,
yeah, it's like this
but I don't know.
baby bath. It's like a bath.
Yeah.
And it's so bougie because you put it on the thing. It tells you the temperature it is.
Ooh.
I was gonna say I
Mm.
was
I was gonna
hysterical
tell-
laughing
yeah.
because with my first, someone gifted us like a jacuzzi one. Like it literally had jets. It told you the temperature, and I was like, maybe I need this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's a thing. And then by
Yeah.
the third, do you know Jack never even took a bath as a baby?
I was about to say,
I used to
like,
put him in the shower,
Yeah.
That
and I
makes
would
more
just like
sense.
John would hand him to me. I'd wash him off quick. I'd hand him back to John, and I'd finish my shower. Done. The kid
Yeah.
still showers. He doesn't take baths.
That makes more sense too.
Yeah,
You
he
know
just
what I mean?
like walks in. He gives himself a shower. He's like done.
And
boom.
it's good because it will get you them
Yeah,
used to water
it's
earlier,
fine.
right?
Yeah, it was so much
That's
easier.
true. Yeah.
But
get
it
used
is
to water
true.
in
I
your
used to
face.
always do. I mean, I know it like calms them to do the baths, but
Yeah. No, it does not calm her. I think it makes her go to bed faster because she screams bloody murder after. Do you
Tires
know what
her
I mean?
out.
It tires her out.
Yeah.
But like the bath itself,
yeah.
I don't know.
She screams.
It is
Yeah.
funny.
The witching hour, right?
Or like the
Yeah.
wipe warmers. I never used that. I know
Oh,
some
I
people
use
swear
No
by
way.
that.
Wait, did you guys did you use like that diaper genie thing?
Yes, I did
not.
actually.
Oh,
I
is that
don't
the trash can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
got
don't use
one,
it.
but I got dookie diapers everywhere.
I was gonna
don't
say
really
they're
put
always
'em in
just like
there.
sitting somewhere, and I would just
Yeah.
throw them in the trash can.
Yeah.
No.
I
never
used it
that
a
thing.
lot with one of them. I don't remember who, but then
You're like, I have so many.
eventually
I don't
not.
remember which one.
Yeah, I don't remember who. One of them I did use it with a lot, and I like thought I'd love it, but then I never like got it again.
Yeah.
I also always threw out my baby stuff because I'd be like, I'm done now, and then we would hit like the 2-year mark. And I'd be like, do you want to get pregnant this week? How's that sound?
Yeah.
Oh, cute. And I know. And you and John usually were always on the same page too, which
No.
is nice. No?
Mm-mm.
I thought
Oh,
he
he
always
didn't
wanted it
want-
too.
John did not want a third.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, like I thought recently he was like, oh, like he had baby fever.
He does get baby fever.
Yeah.
John really likes being a dad a lot. And he's like
Yeah.
hyper involved in it. He wasn't always like that though. Like our
Okay.
first, like when we had her, we were both young and we just
Yeah.
kind of like our first year was
course.
rough, like
Yeah.
rough. But yeah, I mean, by like the time that Lily was like 1, I actually thought I just wanted one child, and
Oh,
he
okay.
wanted 3. He comes from 3. He wanted 3. And then he decided he only wanted 2. He went down, and I was like maybe 2 or 4. Like I was going up.
Mhm.
So we were like
You
actually never
changed
on the
a lot,
same
right?
page.
Maybe it
We
depends
were-
on your season too,
Yeah.
where you are.
It
I always say
does.
that,
And,
like which
what-
season
yeah.
you are.
like what we're
When
stressing
it feels
about at the time.
right, what
and
feels right, like to you
Yeah.
at the time, or like
Yeah.
we
where
both
you at
agreed
in your
on baby number
marriage and-
2. We had her before we started trying to get. So we weren't married. We got married. I didn't want to get married just to get married at that point. So we waited 2 years. Lily was our flower girl, and she was like 2 at the time. And that's when we decided like we wanted to try to get pregnant again, and like everything was great. And we were finally like where we wanted to be in life. And we agreed on her, and we started trying for her like right away. And then the third, he was not like, we talked about having a third, but he wasn't like ready for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, we got 1 week. I'm in nursing school. I can have this baby over winter break. And he was like, are you kidding me? But he did it. And it worked.
Of course he did it. He
Yeah.
wanted that.
I remember the other
right?
week he was like, I'm actually done. I'm tired. And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
awesome.
That's what Jaren, every time she's screaming or something, I'm like, you wanted her. You're the one that like did it.
Yeah.
So like here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you wanted this.
Yeah.
But you weren't like not trying. Yeah, you were keeping it open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
'Cause-
what's bad on birth? I can't do birth control.
I haven't been on birth control
I've
since
never
I was
been
like
on birth
17
control.
or something.
Like, well, I was, but like very short lived.
It
Me
makes
too.
me
I think I had it for
crazy.
like a year or
Yeah,
something.
it made me. I would cry if you told me my shoestrings were ugly. I'd be like, and usually I'm like, fuck off.
What about the
guy?
gynecologist that's always trying to put that copper ring up on you or put you on birth control
Always.
right away when you're done?
Oh.
I'm like, who's having sex anyways?
That's what she told me. She was like, you know, you can still get pregnant. I'm
I
like,
know.
Trust me.
So- 'cause they're
Actually,
getting-
it can't.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not having sex. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, and I
I'm
know what
a
I know
virgin
how to
now.
like not get pregnant. Like, you know, I've
Yeah.
known my body for a good bit now.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that was my thing. We never went on birth control after because I had like really bad reactions, like stroke symptoms where I was hospitalized.
damn.
From
Yeah.
birth control?
Yeah.
my
See, I
gosh.
think that's bad. I
Literally
don't
from birth
agree with
control. My whole body went numb. Couldn't say
Jesus.
words. Like it was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
And
God.
so now it's just kind of Russian roulette, I guess. We try
Yeah.
our best. But
Yeah.
that's why we did say we're like, you need a vasectomy as soon as we know we're done.
Yeah.
But
As
we
soon as you
both
know,
haven't
yeah.
gotten to that point of like
course,
saying 100%.
that's hard.
Yeah.
That's so hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Even
think we're close
afterwards,
now.
like after Trevor had his vasectomy, there was like a year where I was like, oh, there'll never be another uh-oh.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like the crazy news, which is like, guess what? Like
So
to,
with
like,
all
your
that
parents or
negativity we
something.
talked, we obviously
Yeah.
like having babies still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, these
She
moments
is
are hard,
great.
but
Yeah.
but
There is time still. And she's only, 12 weeks?
Yeah.
3 months. I said I wasn't
Yeah.
going to do that. She's months.
who cares?
But
Yeah.
still, I'm like, oh, look at her. She looks
Like,
so
she's so sweet.
They're so-
I
they're
know.
precious.
She is
Babies,
precious.
babies are precious.
But
you
then
know?
she,
They are.
but what's crazy is she'll scream, right?
Yeah. Oh,
But she'll
yeah.
go like this. She'll like, and then she goes, ah, within a second. That's what I was not good about. But
She
Why
went
do I smell
drama.
that.
burning?
it does smell like something burning.
I don't know.
Do you smell that?
I don't know. It's been an hour, but
Is that candle
Is
lit
it-
behind you or something?
Is my hair on fire?
Something's wrong right now.
Trevor. he
Um,
says he hates that sound when I go, Trevor.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
I know anything else that you wanted to ask about.
This was fun.
This was fun.
Can y'all invite me more? I'm
Yes.
now like getting better at this.
I know.
Like now
look,
I'm
she's
comfortable.
so cute.
She's out. You told me to bring her. I didn't really want to bring her. But
No, I wanted her here.
She did great. She
This
was
is
a great
life.
podcast guest.
This is like, it's because it's like true with what's happening. It's like they always have to come with you, basically.
Yeah, it is
You
true.
don't want to impose on Jaren if you don't have to. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
no,
Like,
don't
like-
say that shit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Listen, I'm
I
gonna get a
meant
voice note later
impose
tonight when I'm
away.
working.
I meant like, yes, if you had to, but like this moment we're used to kids and stuff, like, why not just bring her?
Bring
And I
her,
wanted to see
yeah.
her anyways.
Yes,
and stuff.
no,
So that's
I
what I
agree.
meant. Like,
I agree.
yes, they have to have the baby. They're gonna have to be
Oh,
imposed.
that is
all
my
the
most
time.
hated comment, by the way.
It
I
is
hate when
wild.
people call dads babysitters. Like,
Yeah.
I hate when I'm out and about and they'll be like, oh, who's watching the kids? Like, their father.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
like, oh, he's so like he's babysitting today. I'm like, no. Like, what a weird comment.
Yeah.
It's a weird
It's like, it's a
comment. No one's
50-50
ever
Such a
said that
double
to me.
standard.
No one's ever said that. Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
definitely
weird.
have a 50-50 in our dynamics as well. Like,
too.
if I'm
And-
doing shit, you're doing shit too.
All of our husbands work from home too, so
Yeah.
it makes it
Yeah.
nice.
How interesting. We're in a whole new era of that, actually.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
didn't enter this era until we moved here, though.
Oh,
He
really?
always worked out of the house. So it was different. He always says that his dynamic with Jack is different than it was with the girls because he truly was gone from 9 to 7. You
Yeah.
know, he'd come home and it'd be like bedtime almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's definitely
That would be
different.
tough too. I think.
It is tough.
It is
I
tough.
couldn't
I wonder.
imagine.
Yeah, I feel for the others that
Mhm.
have to do
Yeah,
that.
Me too.
Yeah.
So in all, they're just precious little beings. But yes, it will change you, like everyone says. And
It
the
really
more-
is amazing and it keeps getting more amazing.
I
But
know
it
that's
is
the one thing I can
also-
say with experience
it
is that
does.
they become little people, and they're the joys of my life.
Yeah.
And they slow you down, but like I think we're meant to slow down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
it's just a different chapter and a different
Reliving things
experience.
through their eyes is so cool too. Like all of a sudden, like you'll do something with them that you've done 100 times, but they're doing it for the first time, and it's like magical for you too, which is like
Yeah.
really neat.
Yeah,
And I will
can't
say
wait for that.
also, I think like a big thing is like just keep doing everything you did. Like one thing, I mean, because I
Yeah,
had them young,
that's good
it was
advice.
a big thing for me. But I was like, we're still going out to eat, we're still traveling, we're still hiking, I mean, we've done
Yeah.
crazy things with our kids because I want to do it.
That's what we're trying to do.
same.
That's
yeah,
our main
same. Like
thing.
I don't want to lose any of my interests and my hobbies. I
Mhm.
still go. It's just about time.
Yeah,
Like,
you just modify it.
How you, yeah, figure out that timing for
Mhm.
it. But yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, it's
Anything
fun.
you want to do, you'll do it.
Yep.
And so you'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
And then
Yeah.
eventually they'll be doing their own thing, and you'll be alone again.
You'll be alone again. Yeah.
and then
I'm
you'll be
so
like, I don't know
sad.
what to do with myself.
that selfishness.
I know.
Yeah.
I always
You
tell
don't even
Trevor,
know
I'm
what
like,
to
I
do.
kind of can't wait till I'm like retired and it's just you and
Well,
I
the other
again.
Yeah.
night we went out and like both of our kids slept out at their grandparents' house, and me and John woke up the next morning and we were like, wow. Imagine like being able to say like, let's go get brunch right now, and then
Yeah.
we'll lay in bed and watch Netflix, and then
Yes.
we'll like get up and work
Yes.
out, and then we'll go watch Netflix again.
Yes.
Like what?
That was Trevor and I's life
I
for a
don't know
long
what
time.
that life even is.
On Sundays, that's what we would do. We'd literally stay
That
inside the whole
sounds
time.
beautiful.
We'd order food. We'd have sex. We'd
Yeah.
order food. We'd have sex. And we'd just lay there and watch TV.
That sounds so beautiful.
It was amazing.
and I
was
cannot
me a
wait
couple
to do
months
all
ago.
of it.
I know. It's going to be okay.
It'll be okay. 18 years. 18 years.
Holy shit.
I actually may
Does
have a
it-
tear coming.
I know. I'm serious. It's like, it was But how long can you do that for?
Yeah.
And you
Well,
can.
we did end it with that. We were like, but that also sounds boring after a while. Like,
yes. Bringing
there
humans
is-
is, I don't know. I just feel like it's needed.
It's a unique experience.
It's not for everyone.
And it does go fast. I know
But-
everyone says it. I hate that advice, but like, because like when you're in it, it doesn't. But we talked about this. Someone said the first 10 years go slow, which I totally agree with. But then apparently the next 10 years like flies by, which I
It really
can see.
does. Between when I think about when Callie was like
Yeah.
teenager and now I can't even, it's crazy that she's 19
Yeah.
and like doing her own thing. It flew by. But I will tell you, since the 2 younger ones have been born to now, it feels like so slow
Yeah.
and crazy and
Because
like,
you're so in it. There's no
it's
independence. You're there
yeah.
doing everything.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these past 3 months have been like
an eternity.
7
Years.
years.
Yeah.
Do I look really old?
No, you've never looked old. You always
I'm
look
aging
young.
really fast.
Oh my God. All my kids think you guys are like the youngest people ever. Like they'll be like, they look so much younger than you, Mom.
Oh my God.
Like they think I
What?
look like old garbage.
No,
Shoot,
all
no.
our kids
time.
so
No.
mean to us. I know.
Oh, it's
same thing.
terrible. All the time.
No.
All the time. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, I'm aging fast.
It does
quickly, and
age you,
it's
though, I will say
3
that.
Definitely
3
does
months
age you.
is 7 years right now.
Yeah.
I can't get any work done.
I know.
I need to win the lottery. There will be signs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I haven't done my Botox in like 6 months because I literally just can't pay for it right now. Like,
No,
I'm like,
I haven't either.
there's just been too much
Yeah.
going on that I'm like, how do I put $500 in my forehead?
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, you couldn't pregnant, so it's been a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't tell. You're being
You
Not
too
really
hard
moving
on
my
yourself.
face. I'm trying not to move my face.
That's
Oh.
what I keep doing. I'm like,
I-
okay,
I
just
try.
don't squint much.
Don't
Move your eyebrows.
Yeah.
I think I
That's what I
smile
do.
too much. I
Yeah.
can't
You'll
help
be
it.
fine.
I'm like, just don't.
It's just these right here. You know.
Well, these I just started noticing and I never had these.
Oh, man,
and I'm
mine's
like,
really bad.
smiling. It's
Yeah.
from all your videos because you have to be like on.
ugh, I'm
Look at
too
mine.
happy now.
Mine is so bad.
Well, you're doing this.
Well,
but whatever.
maybe one
All
day
right.
we'll all.
I got to go now get
Get our
my
face
tooth
filled.
fixed.
Yes.
That little
And
divot there.
thank God you're fixing that.
I know, right? We
Couldn't-
really all noticed.
Yeah,
it was
we really.
pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
I know it's not that bad, but it's just enough where I'm like, I'm not going to
It's
keep it like
bothering
that.
you.
I know.
Okay,
We'll do
so we'll
it.
wrap
All
it
right.
up.
Yes. I'm Julie.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Hannah.
This is Not Your Mom's Podcast. Make sure to subscribe and like to see next week's. We put out a video every Monday, I think.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
pretty much.
All right.
Maybe I'll be back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening. Make sure to follow and subscribe so you can tune in next week.
How you wanna make